gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask you to please rise if you're able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, folks, and welcome inside the Zatzman Sportsplex as we get set for the final matchup of Day 2 at the 2025-2026 U15 Major AAA. As we get set between the Novas and the Dartmouth Whalers, Dartmouth the host team. And the Novas finishing the regular season in third place as we're underway here. 15 minutes on the clock for the first and then 2:20s to follow it up. Regular procedure for the U15 League this season is up to the point. That one goes through the skate and back through. The Novas are going to be forced to regroup. One in dark blue, one in light blue, so going to be a little bit hard to differentiate the two out there as Ollie Bruce on the forecheck, working it out front. The Whalers off to a hot start here in their last game of their round robin. As this is their 4 of 4. They're 0-3 on the tournament so far. Is the host squad as Taylor. Good back check there to disrupt that puck as it's cleared to the point. A shot from distance tipped on. And that'll lead us right into the goaltender introductions as making the first save of his night is number 1, Gordy Blake. Coming into this game, he's 0-2 on the tournament with a 5.03 goals against average and an .888 save percentage. As down 200 feet from him, number 29 for the Novas will get the nod. That's Landon Wilson. As coming into this game in the tournament, he is 1-0 with a goals against average of 3.03 and a save percentage of .813, as that one will be towards the net, and Blake in his chest will hold on for a stop to play once again. Another offensive zone draw here for the Novas. This time in there on the draw will be Lincoln McDonald. Has McIsaac behind him. It's one back to the point for Gillis. A shot there. That one had eyes for the top of the net, but just sailed it up and over as the Novas establish a good solid forecheck here in the early goings. It has worked up the half wall. The man gets taken down. It looks like there, I believe, was McDonald. As it's down into the corner now, taking his time is Ramard. Named to the rookie all-star team as he works it to the point. Gillis, another shot. That one got tipped. And that one will go wide as McDonald will activate down the wall. That time it is Ren McDonald. Lots of different McDonalds on this team. It's back to the point. Gillis decided not to shoot that one. As a centering pass here for McDonald. That one, though, is Lincoln McDonald. Lost his edge. He is trying to get it back from his backside as the Dartmouth Whalers will chip it into the neutral zone. Good job to get it up and out of harm's way was Norton Connors. All the way back, Gillis, he'll reverse up the wall. Touch pass there as the Novas try to break it out. McDonald goes down. Quickly, 1-on-2, here come the Novas. A shot there, that one wide as Ramard had a chance. 1-on-2, just whistled that one wide. Is working it back up and over the blue line. A chip and chase play there for Gavin Sear. As he finishes his check, body's going flying here. The early goings this one is Sear in there on the forecheck. Still Remard coming out with it. He finds McDougall. McDonnell up across the blue line. He lets a shot go, a blocker save. And Blake thought he had it. He thought he trapped it with the blocker. Thought he trapped it off his blocker with his trapper. As it's worked back here by Dartmouth, it's Taylor. He'll dump it in, and holding on is Wilson. Danton out to take the draw with Chip and McDonald. A few more players on the bench today. We're seeing a couple more numbers that weren't on the bench yesterday for the Whalers, as that puck will get chipped out of their zone and back into the Whalers zone. Regrouping here is Taylor. Cole Taylor, a sauce pass up. It's picked off by Crawford. Down the far side, Crawford drops to the point. Taking his time, letting a shot go. That one whistled wide off the stick of Cohen Frazier. Working that puck here is Andy Chip to the blue line. He stops, shoots. That one deflects off a shin pad and into the glove of Wilson for another stoppage of play. Face off once again, going to stay inside the Nova zone. Looks like to the glove hand side of the goaltender in Landon Wilson as it's back out to the neutral zone. Here's a break for the Novas. Remard trying to feed it back door. They do, and that one elevated up over top of the net on an in-close chance for Gillis as he labors a little bit. A hard hit there from Norton Connors on McDonald. Working it down low below the goal line is Duggan to the point. Nice play back here for Duggan. Duggan lets a shot go. It's blocked. Another chance, and Gillis in front buries it home. Wise Gillis, his first point of the provincial weekend, and it's going to be a goal, and the Novas are going to get on the board here first. They're up by 1 here in Dartmouth. Gillis was a little bit shaken up after taking a little bit of a check down in the corner. He got up and wandered his way to the front of the net. The point shot onto his stick and into the back of the net. And the Novas with the first goal of this one. They'll control inside their own zone, flip back into the neutral zone. That one's going to go past Craig. Will it have enough for icing? Yes, it will. An icing call charged against the Novas. We'll wait the goal call, but I do believe it's going to be Cohen Frazier on the assist along with Liam Duncan. Not 100% sure, but we'll have to wait and hear from the PA announcer at the Sportsplex.
Novas goal, striker number 15, Reese Gillis. Assist to number 11, Liam Duggan. And number 18, Cohen Frazier.
So Frazier and Duggan will pick up the assist. Here's McDonald to drive, and a nice glove save by Blake. So Duncan and Frazier, as mentioned, are going to pick up the assist. That'll be Frazier's first point of the provincials. It's going to be Duncan's first point as well. So players that haven't got on the score sheet here so far in the tournament, all three getting on it early here in the matchup against Dartmouth, as they'll look to continue things as they'll back on the offensive zone attack. On the half wall, that'll be cycled back down along the end wall. Norton Connor intercepts. Sampson's going to pressure. It's worked up. Peoples. He'll work it across the blue line. That's the captain. Working it back for Gillis. Gillis takes his time. He'll let a shot go off a stick and down low where Sampson gathers it on the half wall. He gets tied up, and out comes Bruce. Ollie Bruce finds the man in the middle. That was McDougall. Had it go under his stick. And McMullen will step it back right in over the zone. A nice turnover there. Finds Sampson. That one handcuffed him as it was tight into his feet. Gillis takes his time and sends it right back in. Taylor, though, off the Zamboni door, quickly up the middle. Onto the stick of the Novas defenseman. Nice move around one. He gets taken down. Puck at the center ice here. Below us, it's sent in. Good job to get it in deep. Was number 9, Jack Taylor. He'll peel off for the change. The Novas look to break things out. Sim on the forecheck. Taking his time is Crawford. They'll find the man on the far side. That time there's Frazier. He's got an assist here tonight. He'll get center and dump it in. On to Blake, who steers that around here for Chisholm. Chisholm for Taylor. Taylor back for Chisholm. Levi Chisholm, nice move around one. He'll play it up the wall for Jude Sim. Jude Sim trying to work it out as he's tied up with Purcell. He'll work it out though, as here's McDonald. Callum McDonald. He'll take a hit up high as puck was nowhere near him. They'll play on as that hit by Sim. Worked past him. Now here's a chance. Ramard has McDonald with them. Good back check there as bodies go flying into the net, and that'll stop it up. As on the back check there with a good stick, Luke Konopoulos, and he, with a great defensive effort, getting his stick there just to disrupt it enough, and they were unable to get the shot away that he wanted to. Was Ramard streaking down the far side, had McDonald driving the net, but couldn't find a way to get it over to them because of the stick. They'll do it again here. McDonald will dig in. McIsaac's going to line up behind him, has Gillis at the point along with McDonald. Here's a chance to drive. That one didn't make its way towards Blake as he was looking in behind him. Thought the puck went wide, didn't find it. Here's another shot. Blocker save once again by Blake. Down low. Taylor trying to spin away from some pressure, turns it over. The Novas hot on the forecheck. That's centering pass just out of the reach of McDonald. And Taylor, skate to stick, will try to chip it out as he takes a ride on the far side. Free of charge. As here's a chance, a shot there, and McDonald trying to sneak it short side. But Gordy Blake, once again, with the glove save, holds on for the whistle. Lincoln McDonald buzzing out there that shift as Ramard, McIsaac, and McDonald head off on the change. It's going to activate number 5. Don't have him on my roster. Looks like the last name's Carr, as it'll be an offensive zone draw. As off the draw, McDougall trying to work it towards the net. McDonnell trying to work it towards the net, was unable to, and out come the Whalers. To the blue line, bobbing and weaving. Taylor to center off the stick of the Novas. Forechecking in Purcell. He'll play it around for McDonnell. Stops it up. McDonnell gets chipped off and pinched there by Andy Chip. Good forecheck here is Brown, the leading point getter here in the post, or I guess the provincials. Turns a puck over, trying to center and net off its bearings as he got pushed into it from in behind. As almost halfway through the opening 15 minutes of play. Just the one goal on the board here so far. A lone goal for Wise Gillis. It'll be another offensive zone draw. This time it'll be a tie-up draw from LaRue, and back here come the Novas. Unable to control it inside the zone. This time they'll just dump it in. Good job there by McDonald. Taylor up the side. It goes off the backhand of the intended target on the far side in Mosier. That one chipped up into the mesh. Out of play. Face-off looks like it'll come outside of the zone in front of the Dartmouth Whalers bench. Face-off. Battled for here by the bench. The Novas will chip it in and give chase. Sent around, a chip play through the middle here. It's going to spring a Whalers player. Good job, Mosier sticking with it. He'll get it in deep, but it's quickly out from McMullen all the way down. It's going to go for an icing call as that pass couldn't connect cleanly, and it's going to be another offensive zone draw. This time, though, it'll be the Whalers on the draw. They've had a couple offensive zone draws here in the later stages of the period. It's Taylor on the win. Back for Chisholm. Chisholm's shot there is blocked. And the Novas are going to use their net to take their time here. Sampson, look at the speed on number 10 as he flies down the far side. Cuts to the middle at the blue line, almost sending his man offside as McDougall and Crawford connect. No call as they just collided, as here's Taylor pulling, shooting, and Wilson with a save there off the pad. Steers that around for Frazier. That'll be played over. And quickly up. The Novas with a couple call-ups in their lineup, so I'll have to get a roster update there for you as they'll work it in. A great defensive break up there by the Dartmouth Whalers as they try to work it out, unable to, and Taylor's going to have to go back. He'll play it D-to-D. Kotopalousis up the wall as Bruce centered through the body of Taylor to the far side. Taylor's going to swing it back for Taylor. Cole Taylor back up for Jack Taylor. Jack Taylor trying to center, goes off a skate, got to wait as Ramard having to hold up, waiting for McIsaac to get back on side as that puck played through the neutral zone. Gillis, he'll swing that D-to-D and quickly up for McIsaac. He looks middle. A high sauce chip pass onto the stick of Kotopalousis. Centered for Sim. Jude Sim looking for it. It's sent in by Brown. Out to stop it is Wilson. In there on the forecheck is McDonald. As that puck to the point, Brown. Good back check, but not enough. Is out. Here come the Novas. McIsaac centers and Ramard unable to get a stick on it. Quickly, Kotopalousis back down the far side wall. Ramard all over him. He gets to center and dumps it in. That'll be played around, and up here Crawford centers. Ramard overskates it, and it's held in by McDonald. McDonald pulling, shooting off the skate and into the corner. Once again, McDonald on the retrieval. Callum McDonald, that one sent down low for Brown as he finishes his check on McDonald. Jude Sim turns it over. Crawford up with the loose puck. He'll chip it right up ahead here for McIsaac in over the blue line. Here's McIsaac cutting to the middle. He'll dish it. A shot there from Ramard. Rebound in the slot. Picked up by Kotopalousis. Hounded by McIsaac. The Whalers will get it out. Johnson was unable to come up with it. And quickly back on the attack are the Novas. Crawford tried to pull it through the feet there of Norton Connor. Was unable to as he chips it to the point. Not Connor. Takes a check for his efforts as Crawford on the retrieval. Finds Sampson. Sampson down the wall. Quickly back up to the point off the skate of Sampson. And that one's going to go all the way down. No icing is a good foot race there. Look at Mosier getting on there as he gets in on the attack. Along with Johnson, Peoples back there for good support. He'll work it up to his winger. And the Novas back in on the attack here as Craig, good defensive stick there as Sampson pestering him. Johnson will play it over to the far side. Peoples read it and got to it first. Peoples at the point. He'll leave. A shot there from distance blocked by Craig. Rebound off the skate of Craig. Shot there and Blake up with a save. To the point. Frazier lets a shot go. That one blocked by Craig. He's got 3 blocks in this one shift alone. As McDonald will send that right back in and peel off for the change. It's a big hit there off the bench from McDonald as Duggan. Shot there, steered away once again. Blake into the corner. He's going to battle with Taylor as Carr and McDougall just got crunched in the numbers. It's going to draw a little bit of a crowd. It's going to be a boarding call, I believe, to Gavin Sear, who's going to head to the box, and the first power play of the game is going to be awarded to the Novas with a 1-goal lead here. The Novas looking to extend it up to 2. As a good crowd here at the Sportsplex, but you cannot see it. Most of the fans are actually sitting down underneath the press box at center ice here. Probably the best view. They're close to the benches. They can cheer on their teams. So tough to see the crowd, but there is a decent little crowd sitting on this side of the ice as McMullen will walk it. He'll find the man here as Sampson back for McMullen. McMullen, he'll dish it over across as Ramard tried to find the man on the short side. Swung back up top for McMullen for Sampson. Crossed. Here's a chance. A shot there from Ramard is blocked. Kotopalousis slow to get up. It went off the inside of his skate. He's going to pressure Ramard to the point. McMullen walks for Ramard. Across for Sampson. Down low looking for an option was Peoples. Back to the point for McMullen. A shot there tipped as Crawford got his stick on it but deflected it wide. Crawford, what a hit in the corner on Kotopalousis, who's slow to get up. He's had a tough shift. Back to the point, McMullen. He'll drag. To the point. Shot there. Rebound. They score. Peoples picking up and cleaning up the garbage. And the Novas with a power play goal has them up by 2. Great job by Peoples sticking around the net. Remard let the shot go off the pad of Blake, and Peoples buried it home. So Peoples with his second goal of the weekend, and a big one to separate them from Dartmouth here, coming down to the late stages of the opening 15 minutes of play. I'm sure one of the coaches for the Novas, Ben McClellan, played with him. His brother winning a Memorial Cup with the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies. Ben, I'm sure, is very happy with the way his defense core has played here, keeping everything in front of them. The only chance has been the breakaway. And that one was killed off as they took a penalty. So it'll be worked here for Brown. Brown waits, finds Chisholm. Chisholm trying to work it up the wall, goes off the skate of McDonald. Over for Fraser. Fraser quickly up ahead, not able to get a stick on it on the far side. I believe was Sampson. It's tough. The Novas only have the number on the back of their jersey. Normally you can kind of cheat and get away with the number on the side on the arm, but not with this team. And definitely lots of different McDonald's and McMullins and McDonnell's, so it'll keep you on your toes if you are doing the play-by-play. Is a lot of similar names and only being able to see what their name and number is from the back side. So try my best as it's worked up here for Sear. He turns it over though. It's a good job to stick with it. As I thought he almost lost that puck as he almost overskated it as Gavin Sear cross corner dumped to the short side. Mosier is going to go in there and finish his check on the wall. It's worked up here. Trying to work it out was Peoples. He is the second goal for the Novas. As it's played around, up off the glass. Trying to work it out. LaRue above the puck will chip that in as Crawford had it knocked away from him. His last minute to play here in the opening 15 minutes. Sampson up over the line. That one looked like it could have been offside. No, says the official, and back here comes Dartmouth on the attack. It'll get to center, and that'll be sent in by LaRue. McMullen turns it over. Here's a chance for Taylor. A shot there set high as Gillis shot it towards the middle, trying to find the centerman. Here's a shot tipped on, rebound. Wilson coming up with it, and Konopoulos behind the play is going to go for head contact as Crawford was going to go take a hit, and Konopoulos got his stick up, almost cross-check. I think he did cross-check him in the head. We'll wait to see if it's going to be a 2 or a 4, but official Matthew Duggan calling it for head contact. So a late power play here with 26 seconds remaining in the period. It's going to be a 4-minute power play for the Novas, which will carry over into the second period of play no matter what. So if they score here, still 2 minutes will carry over into the second period as they'll win it back here for McMullen. He'll dish it over. Sampson's going to come out of the zone and fly in. Sampson with some speed. Look at the moves to the slot, and that puck doesn't connect with Remard. Back up top for McMullen. 10 seconds remaining here on the clock in the first. Frazier over to the side here. It's going to be worked. Remard for McMullen. A shot there, and Blake traps it on his glove. And that'll do it for the first 15 minutes of play. We'll be back here in about 2 minutes' time for the second period of action on High Button Sports. You are watching the 2026 U15 Major Provincials. Welcome back, folks. Second period of action set to begin here inside the Zatzman Sportsplex. The Novas with a 2-0 lead over the Dartmouth Whalers here. Going to be on a power play for the next 3 minutes and 34 seconds to start the period. A 4-minute double minor head contact call to Konopoulos, who sits in the box. They can score within the first minute and 34 of the period. It'll be a fresh 2-minute power play. If not, it'll just be whatever is left. It's McMullen. He'll dish it for Sampson. To the far side, Sampson's going to drive down with some speed. Look at the wheels there from number 10. All the way around the end zone. Drops it for Remard. Remard, sauce pass for McMullen. McMullen looking for a lane. Finds Remard. Remard over for Sampson. Sampson pulling, shooting, and a pad save by Blake. Off of his toe, keeping that one out. McMullen's going to drag for Sampson. Sampson looks across ice, stops, kicks it up top for McMullen. McMullen for Remard. Remard is going to make a move to the outside. Remard centers back through all the way to the far side. Here's Sampson pulling, shooting, rebound loose in the feet there, and that one will be cleared by Henry Craig. Wilson plays it for McMullen. Oliver McMullen will set him behind the net. The captain for the Novas, taking his time to work his way out. McMullen, nice pass here from McIsaac, just out of his reach though. He'll keep his feet moving and working on Taylor below the goal line. McIsaac for Frazier, has a point in the game. He'll kick it outside. Here's a chance, a shot there and a stick save. Good job once again by Blake. McIsaac for Frazier. Back for McIsaac. Shooting, tipped on, rebound, down low. McDonald looking for it in his feet as he takes a ride there from Sim, and Sim will clear it out on his backhand. Jude Sim getting back, knocking over Lincoln McDonald and stealing the puck from him, and make sure that gets 200 feet down the ice. Still gets set by Frazier. Kick to the far side with some speed down the far side. I believe that is Sampson. He'll work it in. Sampson finds Remard. Top unit back out there. As a minute 15 remaining here on the power play. A shot there, tipped. As Blake thought he had it, it was tipped wide. Good retrieval there, back to the point. McMullen, Sampson, shot off the outside of the net. Peoples was looking for it. He'll go give chase to the far side. Norton Connors is going to pin it up. It's going to be worked. Sampson pokes it to the point. McMullen's drive is wide. To the short side for Remard. Takes his time, sets it up top for McMullen. Oliver McMullen finds Remard. Cross for Sampson, walks in for Peoples, down low. Peoples back door, they score. Tic-tac-toe, the Novas go, and they have a 3-goal lead on a power play goal from Remard. Noel Remard, his first goal of the Provincials, coming on the power play. What a feed. Cross back door from Peoples. He's going to pick up his second point of the game. And wow, what a passing play there by them. Back to center ice we go. Over the line, trying to work it in. Purcell outside the blue line will chip it in. So Sampson and Peoples will pick up another point. That's their second point of the game. So that'll be a power play goal for the Novas. So they lead by 3 here in Dartmouth against the host squad. Quickly up for Duggan, who has an assist in this game. Finds McIsaac through the neutral zone. Offside at the line as Gillis tried to break through the middle of the defenseman, sending his man just offside. It'll be another neutral zone draw, this time in front of the Novas bench. So Peoples with 2 points on the game, as well with number 10 in Sampson. Heads up, got to be careful there as McDonnell went to the boards awkwardly. Chip thought he had a step, turns it over. Danton, good support, trying to work it out. Danton lost it at his feet. He looks to get it out. Still battling, good job there by Danton. He'll cycle it back into his own zone. He'll turn it over onto the stick of McDonnell. A shot there, a rebound. Cleared attempt, stayed in, off the body. Is another chance from Dykers. Set on net and held on to by Gordy Blake. Remard out to take the offensive zone draw. Looks like he'll dig in against Calum McDonald. Remard named to the rookie all-star line. He'll win that back for McDonald. A nice little move at the point. McDonald calmly. He'll find the man on the far side. Gillis lets a shot go. It's blocked. Sear off of his skate. Can't get it back. Does a good job there taking the man out of the equation. Was Gavin Sear to the far side. Good job working it back to the point. A shot there, and calmly Gordy Blake into his glove. Holds on for another whistle. Peoples now up to 4 points on the tournament. Sampson up to 4 points as well as they look to move to 2-1. As a loss to the, loss to the Rangers earlier today and a win over Bedford has them at a 1-1 record. Halifax moved to 2-1 on the tournament as well with a victory over the Rangers in the game before this one. So the Novas, and I wouldn't say a must-win game, but one that they would really like to have going into the games tomorrow as they play the Bombers at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Should be an intense and close matchup. Here's a turnover, a shot, that's blocked. Rebound in the slot, picked up. Remard, he'll let a shot go. And a save by Blake to the far side. McMullen to Frazier. He'll find the man. Here's Remard. Remard, nice move through his legs, sticking with it. He goes down, though, and out come the Whalers. Taylor chips that in, and Wilson will elect to hold on for a whistle. So if the Novas move to 2-1, they will play the Bombers, who currently sit 3-0 in a very, very important game for them tomorrow. If they win, they'll move to 3-1. That'll slide the Bombers to 3-1. And then Halifax in a game tomorrow, if they win, they'll move to 3-1. So it could be a logjam. Also the Gulls 3-0, and they have a game tomorrow morning as well. So we could end up with a logjam of teams at 3-1. As here's a chance to the backhand, just unable to tuck it in was Sampson as he looks for point number 5 on the weekend. As almost 6 minutes expiring here in the second period of play, a 3-0 lead for the Novas. Peoples will dig in on the draw against LaRue. Peoples on the tie-up draw, lost that. Good job by LaRue. Getting it back here for Taylor, who tried going up one side. Said, nah, not gonna work, go up the other side. Here's Mosier to center. Mosier trying to barrel his way into the zone. He will, Mosier, and he gets dumped as he went down looking, and Johnson with a couple cross checks. It's gonna cost the Whalers a penalty here as to the bench Wilson goes, and Taylor touches it up. Johnson's gonna go to the box for the cross check, as it was just a big hit. No need for the extra cross check by Johnson there, and he's gonna go to the box, and that could cost the Whalers once again, as the Novas are gonna head to the power play here for the third time. They had a double minor one last time. They were able to capitalize on a nice tic-tac-toe play. And they're gonna head back, the third power play of the game. Johnson saw his man got rocked, went in for his support, but didn't need to go in and help out. He took another penalty and took his team and put them down another man. So trying to avoid those penalties, I'm sure Dartmouth had a quick chat there with the official, maybe talking about the big hit right before, but he put his head down looking for the puck and put the worst of it. Backdoor pass, here's a chance in tight. Peoples looking for number 2. Sampson for McMullen at the point. McMullen shakes his head, pressured, leaves it for Ramard. Ramard for Sampson, back for McMullen. Good puck work up top here by these 3. Here's Ramard. He'll go down low, tap, trying to find 5-0. Another chance as Crawford had 2 chances in tight, unable to beat Gordy Blake. McMullen at the point for Sampson with some speed, over for Ramard. Henry steps up, backdoor attempt, broken up and cleared down by Konopoulos, who was in the box last time. They were out on the penalty kill, so he's out there killing off some of this one. As McMullen fakes, he'll skate it up. Now he'll pass it over here as McIsaac enters over the blue line. Down below the goal line, all the way around. He'll kick it up to the point. That'll be controlled and work back here for Frazier. Frazier lets a shot go, tipped on, rebound still there, and Henry Craig. Good job in a solid defensive position, breaking that up. Here's McDonald, back up top for Frazier. Frazier for McIsaac, walking in, shooting, and Craig again with a block. As Henry Craig, with probably 6 or 7 blocks here in this game alone. Be interesting to see his stat line. Back to McDonald at the point. Ren McDonald gonna switch with Frazier. Walk in, McDonald shoots, trying to slide 5-hole on Blake, but he shut the door and the Whalers able to clear it down. Wilson out of his net by the Zamboni door is gonna slow things down for Frazier, who has a point in this game. He'll stop and he'll work it out the far side. Here comes McDonald, Ren McDonald. Towards the back door and broke up there by Blake, back to full strength as Johnson out of the box. 5-on-5 we go. McDonald surveys, cycles, back down below as Gavin Sear read it and got to it first. McIsaac had him lined up, but Sear saw him coming as he'll work it up. McDonald poked away from him, and McDonald gets it right back from McDonald. As mentioned before, going to be lots of McDonalds out there, as there's also a McDonald on Dartmouth. As here comes McIsaac over the blue line. He looks to cut to the middle. McIsaac's shot there, lifted high as bodies down in front of Blake to the point. That'll be kicked D-to-D. Purcell had it knocked away from him. And Danton, before center's going to get it all the way down, it's going to go for an icing call against Dartmouth. And they'll send out some new attackers. Or sorry, they won't be able to send out new attackers. Novas will send out some new attackers. Try to get a roster update here for you quickly, as number 5 is going to be Emmett Carr. He's out there to take the draw, as he has it down there. And wearing number 21 is Rosie McKinnon. So McKinnon and Carr into the lineup here this evening as it's chipped back into the offensive zone. Taylor, he'll play it around Carr with a heavy hit there, finishing it on the man in the corner. As Rosie McKinnon breaks that up, got a stick in there for Carr. Back down low. Good job by Dykers, supports that. Coming out with it though is Carr. Nice movement behind his back. Carr trying to center it out in front. Purcell's gonna step in, it's poked past him. Will it have enough to get out? And it will. Rosie McDonald will play it back. Quickly up ahead, Dykers to Blue and dumps that in. Peels off for the change as McIsaac and McDonald back out there for the Novas. As pressuring and turning it over is Carr. And that puck will be chipped out though as man goes down there. It looks like it's going to be a kneeing call. Andy Chip holding his leg. Gillis is going to go to the box for the knee. Will it be 2 or will it be 4? Gillis stepping in. Chip trying to avoid the check. We'll wait to see if it's 2 or a 4. I suspect it's going to be a kneeing call, but will it be the 2 or the 4-minute version of the kneeing call? Chip tried to step out of the way. It looked like he was more so holding his thigh, so he didn't connect cleanly with the knee, and a very unsure call there. I think they called him 2 for tripping will be the call. So a power play here for the Whalers. And it's going to be, I think, their first of the game. Rodney Gillis batting the box for the trip. Here's Taylor, lets a shot go. That one tipped in front by McDougall. Trying to get it to the point. McIsaac read it, and he'll chip it up over top of the linesman and down into Dartmouth zone. The Novas are going to pressure heavy on the forecheck. McIsaac in there trying to disrupt it. Taylor back over the line. Stops up. Taylor to the point for Taylor. Taylor swings it across. McDonald pulling, shooting, that one wide. I think he was looking for a stick in front. Taylor down low. Brown pinched off the puck there on the end wall. Centering pass picked off. And McDonald comes up with it, trying to work it to the point. Now Taylor's going to have to go back on the back. Check is here. McIsaac with a step to his backhand and rolls it wide. As what a chance short-handed for McIsaac. Taylor, great effort to get back, is up for Brown. Alexander Brown, point getter here for the Dartmouth Whalers in the tournament as it's worked back out into the neutral zone. Jack Taylor trying to spin away from a couple on the far side as Alexander Brown's going to pressure, and McMullen will send it into the neutral zone. Half a minute remaining here. Power play as it's worked back in over the line by the Whalers. To the point. Taylor trying to work it, keeps it in. Finds McDonald, pulling, shooting off the outside of the post. And wide. What a chance there. That's been probably the Whalers' best chances. A delayed call upcoming here as the Whalers touch it up. And a cross-checking call to Brown is going to take away the last 10 seconds of the power play for the Whalers. And it's going to send out some 4-on-4 here. As, apologize if my microphone seems to be cutting out here a bit. So I'll try to for you. I got a separate one here. Cut out every few seconds. As the hopefully you can hear me better now. That mic was cutting out on me, so we'll get back into the action here as a power play for the Novas as the extended 4-on-4 for 10 seconds, I guess I should say, is over. And the Novas back on the power play with 1:25 remaining on that. It's back to the point here for Remard. He'll walk in, let a shot go, and into the chest of Gordy Blake, who holds on for the whistle. So yeah, folks, my apologies there. The headset seemed to be malfunctioning on me. Not quite sure what was up with that. Maybe the long day here at the Sportsplex. And this guy said he had enough strain for the day, so glad I had the spare one with me and was able to quickly switch that as into the power play we go. As over to the far side, it's held by Sampson. Sampson has McMullen at the point. McMullen has Remard on the side. Elects to go over to the far side for Sampson. He'll walk it in. Sampson had it knocked away from him. Over to the far side. A minute remaining here on the power play. To the short side. Remard centered. Nice little bump play there. As here's a shot off the mask of Gordy Blake. Somehow able to keep it out of harm's way. Played here for Remard. Remard up top for McMullen. McMullen dragging over for Remard for Sampson. Sampson waits up top for McMullen. McMullen lets a shot go off the blocker and high as Peoples retrieves that one. Peoples has a point. I think actually maybe 2 points in this game. He does, as that centering pass doesn't connect cleanly, and that will be cleared down all the way by Jack McDougall, who had a goal in the 6-1 loss against Halifax. A breakaway little snipe over top of the glove of Riley Green, the lone goal in that game. As he looks to try to continue something here as Ramard backing over the blue line. He tries to pull around Norton Connors. Chip finishes his check there, getting a little bit of revenge after taking the knee on knee last shift. Here's Norton Connor, back to 5-on-5, a shot there. They had numbers as a shot raised way up high and no chance to get a rebound on a shot like that as it was 4-on-2 for the Dartmouth Whalers. As back here comes the Novas. It'll be chipped in. Norton Connors. He'll play it hard around the wall. Frazier is there and holds it back down the wall. Over the top of the zone, McIsaac unable to hold the line, will send it in, and his team was forced to tag back up, and out comes Taylor. Taylor up ahead into the feet of McDonald, overskates it, and back to Novas, trying to enter in over the line. They all chip it in deep. As Norton Connors spins off a check there, and will chip that high up all the way down. Will it have enough icing? As no, the official waved it off, saying Frazier touched it. As we'll wait and see. I think someone just yelled too many men talking about the Novas having 6 players out. As here's Frazier playing it up the wall with some speed. Here's Dykers pulling, shooting, and that one goes wide. To the far side, here's Gillis trying to keep things in the offensive zone. Carr coming up with it. Carr below the goal line, centering out in front, a chance for Dykers, and Gordy Blake shuts the door. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the second period. Still a 3-0 lead for the Novas. LaRue to take the draw. Push through from Peoples. Peoples shoots. Trying to tuck it in the short side as Gordy Blake reached in behind with his glove to make sure it didn't sneak in. Up top of the zone. Nice move there. Spinning around one was Crawford. He shakes his hand a little bit. Might have got a stick up in the hand. Is down low for Peoples. Back for Crawford. A shot there. Shuffled wide. McMullen in down low. He'll cycle it in deep. Trying to connect with Crawford. He did, but he turned it over. Over top of the zone. Sampson drops McMullen. Finds Crawford. Crawford up top here for Sampson. He'll pull it around the man. Sampson walks in, shoots short side. And Gordy Blake once again up with the save. The Novas really pushing it on here in the second period. You saw the wacky hairdo during warm-up. Couple guys with no hair in the middle of their heads. Mohawk down each side. Some guys with a blue dot on the top of their head. Others with a blonde dot and blue around the sides of their head. So I'm really enjoying seeing some of the different hairstyles here. Definitely on the more creative side. I know back in the day it was just blonde. You just dyed it blonde. Everyone tried to dye it blonde, but now getting a little bit more crazy with it here. The Novas as Duncan finishes his check on Sear. It's going to be a delayed call behind the play for a charge on Duncan. And the Dartmouth Whalers are going to head to their second power play of the game with a chance to get on the board here in the second. 3:25 remaining in the period. We'll have to see if they can't get on the board here before the end of the second. Only be down by 2 to go into the third. I'm sure the Novas going to try to kill off this one to the best of their abilities. Here's Craig across for Taylor. Taylor waits for a lane to open up. He'll sauce it across for Taylor. Cole and Jack out there together. Up top, Henry. He'll let a shot go. A save there. Puck loose. And Wilson holds on with the blocker. Might have a little word there for Jude Sim, who the puck was loose. I don't know what the official's talking to him about. The puck was sitting there, and it was loose. As this is playoff-style hockey. Let them play it out here. As the puck was loose, and the Whalers are desperate, so they'll play right to the whistle. And unconventional whistle, too, because Wilson couldn't reach it with his glove, used his blocker to cover the puck, so not the same as, under the glove, completely out of sight. It's still there with the blocker if it's off to the side or something like that. As here's Taylor, cycles it down low, up top. Craig pulling, shooting, tipped on, and a stick save there, knocked the stick right out of the hands of Wilson. Taylor pinned up on the far side boards. Sim gets in there trying to dig it out as Sim and McIsaac are tied up behind the play. As it gets cleared down, Craig going to be the first one back for it as Blake stops it up for him. Henry Craig, he'll kick it out for Taylor. Drop back for Craig. He'll take his time to get to center, over skates the puck, almost lost it. Now he'll send it in, no offside. As it's sent in, Wilson stops it up. That clearing attempt will make its way back into the neutral zone as Craig settles it down. Little pressure there from Peoples, who has 2 points on the game. Taylor spins away from him. Nice move here. Cole Taylor with some speed up over the blue line. Slows things down, cuts to the middle. Taylor still with it, went 1-on-4 and lost it. And Sim on the back check, that'll get cleared down by the Novas. Taylor keeps his feet moving behind his net. He'll start up ice. Taylor will kick wide for LaRue. LaRue over the blue line, looking for an option. Stops up. That'll do it for the power play. A chance back door. Puck still loose. And Mosier tried to get it, but bounced over his stick. McDonald will chip it up for Duggan. Duggan will center as he's out of the box. He'll join Crawford. Here's Duggan on the turnover. Duggan, a backhand shot, and that's blocked by Taylor. Puck cleared through the middle of the ice to the point where McDonald will cycle it back down low. That's Ren McDonald. He'll wear number 17 as it's played up the wall. Johnson started to go out of the zone. Caught a Palusis, said, hey man, puck's up there for you, and that puck will be cleared up into the mesh. And at a play as we're inside a minute now remaining here in the second period of play. Still a 3-0 lead for the Novas. Most of the players coming from Antigonish and surrounding areas. As Remard will dig in, has McIsaac lined up behind him. Remard wins it back. McIsaac with a drive. It's fanned on though. And that puck will get cleared into the neutral zone. McDougall has a step over, skates it, turns it over to McIsaac, gets it back as McDougall gets it into the offensive zone, just onto the stick of McDougall, and quickly the Novas work it back in. Here's Remard. Waits, shoots, and tried the short side, but the glove of Gordy Blake said no, and the face-off will stay inside the zone once again. Seemingly like the Novas with a bunch of chances here as they'll send out McDonnell. McIsaac lines up behind Remard once again as McDonald and McMullen on the back end for the Novas on the offensive zone draw. Remard was unable to get his stick on that as Dartmouth caught up Palusis. Plays it over to the far side for Bruce. Bruce chips it up, takes a bump onto the stick of McDonald. Right back though is Bruce trying to work it in. He goes down as some skates tangle up there to center, and chipping that puck in is McDonnell. Caught a Palusis, takes a hit there as he works it D-to-D for Norton Connors. Down below the goal line. There's 5 seconds remaining into the corner, and that should just about do it here for the second period of play. So after 2, the Novas lead by 3, and we'll be back for the third period of action here on High Button Sports in about 15 minutes time. You're watching the 2026 U15 Major Championship. Alrighty, folks, welcome back for the third period of action here between the Novas and the Dartmouth Whalers. Thanks for tuning in here on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. Last period to play here on Friday of the 2026-2025, I guess I should say 2025-2026 U15 major provincials in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. As it's worked back here, McMullen, he'll take his time. Fake to go behind his net. I thought he was going to go, as now he'll reverse it in for Frazier below the goal line. Touch through the middle. McDonald read it, trying to get it back in deep, but right onto the stick, and out come the Novas. Puck will be played in front of the benches. With some speed here, Sampson will chip that up ahead and get it right back. Sampson, he'll cut to the middle. Sampson drops it off to the point. McMullen centers. Frazier, nice little chip play over. Has some time. Looking across was Crawford for Sampson, but it's back the other way. Here come the Whalers. Centering pass goes off the skate. Peoples up for Sampson. Over the line, Sampson drags, shoots, fanned on, second attempt. Peoples looking for his third point of the evening. And Gordy Blake shuts the door right into the chest of the goaltender. So it'll be an offensive zone draw again for the Novas. They look to extend their lead to 4. A push through on the draw. Good stick, though, by Johnson. Taking that away. Down low, centered out in front, puck loose. A little bit play to the wall. Faking to the point and taking a hit. There was McDonald from Norton Connor. A chance and a big save there by Gordy Blake with the blocker to keep this a 3-goal game. McDonald, he gets pinched off the boards on the far side by LaRue. As that puck loose, chipped up into the neutral zone off the glass. Novas regroup. McDonald up ahead, McIsaac will give chase. It goes back in down below. McDonald opens up and finishes his check on Palusis to the half wall. Pinned up there is Ramard. Coming out with it though, Ramard takes a big hit there from Norton Connors. Puck loose in the slot. LaRue left it there for Johnson, who clears back into the neutral zone in front of their bench. As that puck will go right back in, not offside though, as it was brought back in by Mosier. Mosier will carry up over the blue line. He'll let a shot go as he takes a decent-sized check from Gillis. Gillis, he'll play that around. All the way back, Craig's going to elect to back off and back the other way with some speed. Here's Sampson pulling. He goes down as I think he got caught up there by himself as he pulled it through his feet and got his feet all twisted up. I don't think Sear got his stick or anything in there. I think Sampson just tied his own feet up, and the tripping call, and back to the power play. The Novas go. It's their 4th one of the matchup. They have kind of carried a lot of the play and have been rewarded for it in the power play category. As that tripping call is going to go. Sampson's going to stay and take the draw here to start the power play. He's out with Peoples, McMullen, Crawford, and McDonald. McMullen over for McDonald. Down low, under the stick of Crawford as he knocks Taylor off the puck as Taylor got to it. Up the wall, Ramard. Nice little move. He'll work it over for Sampson to the point. McMullen, he'll let a shot go. That one just wide past the blocker side. And that one cleared back into the neutral zone. Back with it. Here's Sampson. Dipsy Doodles up ahead too far out of his reach, and McDougal will send that puck all the way down. That'll be worked up here through the neutral zone by the Novas. Nice job there by Sampson once again. Gaining zone entry. He'll work it in deep. As the bench of the Novas, I can hear them saying, move it, move it. As here's Sampson on the return pass. Sampson down low for Peoples. Up on the half wall for Sampson. Kicks it for McMullen. McMullen for Sampson walking in. Down low, Peoples looks for an option shot. Rebound loose, cleared to the point. McMullen off of his skate to the far side boards, down low. Back up top for Ramard. Ramard looks Over across here, Sampson. Had it go under his stick, but he keeps possession. Sampson creeps his way in. Cross from Renard. He'll stop. Slow things down. Up top, McMullen. Waits, shoots. It's blocked and cleared by Craig. Solid job by the Whalers here. There's only 15 seconds remaining on the power play for the Novas. As Fraser will swing to one side. Looks like it's going to be McDonald on the other. Sorry, that's Renard potentially. As it's dropped off for Fraser. Down low, the clearing attempt by Kotopoulos is going to go all the way down. No icing as the player was stepping over the box after the puck was released. As Fraser is going to get chased out from behind his own net now. Here's Fraser with some speed up through the neutral zone. Fraser sidesteps to check it over the zone, pulls, shoots, and that one goes wide. Picking it up down low, trying to separate off some bodies as Colton McIsaac has a shot there from distance, went wide. McDonald stepping in. Ren McDonald's shot there. Steered away by Gordy Blake. McIsaac runs into Kotopoulos' far side. That puck trying to work it out. Chip was unable to, and now McDonald pulling, shooting, and that one sent just past the glove side. As Danton knocks the man down, he centers. Turns it over, though, as Gillis will send it back in deep. Kotopoulos takes a ride there from McIsaac, works it up for Danton on the half wall. Danton trying to work it out. It's 3-on-2. Kotopoulos comes up with it. He'll work it D to D as he goes down in his own zone. That puck will be cleared up into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck by the Novas bench. As they'll battle for it there just below us. McDonald comes out with it. Good back check by Mosier to turn it back over, and now Taylor's going to step up ice. Intended target was up in the air. As if LaRue would have kept going, I think he would have skated right onto it. McMullen reverses, and the Novas look to break things back up here into the offensive zone. McMullen, nice touch up ahead for Carr. Carr over the line. He'll chip and chase. Down low, Taylor fans on it. Turns it over. Trying to center was Gillis, and trying to work it out. Johnson, good stick there from Mosier as Taylor down the wing. Chips that in. He'll go give chase. Taylor dumps McMullen on the end wall to the point. Held in by LaRue. A shot there. Looking for Johnson. Still within the slot. Johnson trying to get a shot away. Puck still there. It's tight. Here's a chance. Mosier looking for it, and it is denied by Wilson. I just gotta say, Landon Wilson, what a game. 0-1 in the tournament with a 3.03 goals against average and an .813 save percentage, but having himself a game here as he stopped Mosier in tight as Jax Mosier, still pointless in playoff or in provincials, was looking for his first. McMullen on the late change. Peoples will get thrown out of the draw, so that'll activate Sampson against McDonald. Sampson wins it right back on net, and that'll be held on to with 13:30 remaining, or 13:29, I should say, remaining on the clock in the third period. A 3-goal lead for the Novas, but still some time for Dartmouth. Try to get back in this game. To the far side, McDonald will go against McDonald. That's Kayla McDonald is against Ren McDonald as Taylor turns it over. Peoples, shot from a sharp angle, goes off the outside of the net into the short side. Crawford, pressured by Chisholm. Levi Chisholm all over him as the two number 19s battle. Sorry, my apologies. Chisholm's 13 is just saw it from a weird angle. Looked like a 19 as it goes all the way down. Wilson stops it. That'll allow McDonald quickly up into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass here with some speed. Sampson, just been saying that a lot. Sampson with it on a string, sticks with it. Looks up top to the point, finds Gillis. Gillis walks in, shoots, tipped, and a high stick. No goal. Crawford well above the crossbar, and a no goal as a high stick will be called. Gillis with a shot. It was the right play. If Crawford only could get it deflect off his body or something else and not the stick, it would have been a good goal, but a high stick will be called, so that one will stay off the board. Face off back outside of the Dartmouth zone as they're fortunate there. I've said Sampson with speed, so a lot here today as Duggan off the draw, trying to work it in. He goes down, and back here comes Dartmouth with some numbers. Good job dragging the leg, and Taylor, not long enough, sets his man offside with just under 12 and a half minutes remaining here in the third. Dartmouth trying to will their team back in it, trying to get loud on the bench, get some energy into this building. The hometown team trailing by 3 here as it's worked in by McMullen. Below the goal line, Gordy Blake tried to stop it up, was unable to, and in there is Gillis. He started the scoring in the first period. Didwise Gillis, he's pinned up against the boards on the end wall as he'll try to battle it out with Sear and Taylor. Taylor kicks it out of harm's way, but Gillis up with it, overskates it, up the wall, as smart play there as a point shot there goes wide. Smart play to work it back to the point. No one was covering it up there as McMullen will cycle that back down low. Craig reversing it right back up the wall. McMullen back down the wall. It's turned over. 3-on-2 for Dartmouth if they can get moving. As McDougall ran out of area, turns it over. As over to the short side. Here's McMullen. Looks for an option. He'll cut to the middle. McMullen quickly up ahead for Duggan, who gets the blue and sends it in. Sear waits, bobs, weaves. Gavin Sear to the blue line, turns it over. The Nova's back on the attack. Here's Wise Gillis spinning away from pressure in the corner as Taylor all over him. In the corner to the point for Gillis. That one shot on and steered away by Blake. To the far side, Ren McDonald. Down low, up top for Gillis. Gillis finds a man off the bench. Here's McDonald. A shot and into the chest and into the Dartmouth logo of Gordy Blake. Holding on for the whistle. Lincoln McDonald looking to get on the board here as he's been held off, and he's got 3 points going into this game. Held off the score sheet here tonight. He's off the draw. Puck battled for. Johnson coming up with it. He'll try to chip it around Ramard. Unable to. Is to the point and a shot there. Gordy Blake sees it and holds on with his glove. So they'll redo the offensive zone draw for the Novas. This time they'll send out Fraser and Purcell on the back end. McDonald, Ramard, and I believe Dykers on the front end for the Novas. Mosier, he'll chip that back into the neutral zone and sent right back in by Fraser. Has a point in this one. Norton Connors up off the glass and bobbling puck. Dykers couldn't keep it in. Back here comes Johnson to center. He'll chip in and chase. Mosher on the end wall. Trying to work it out of there. He'll cycle it back down. Johnson didn't read it. He goes and finishes his check, but it's a little bit too late as it's played around to the wall here. Norton Connors down low. Johnson trying to center. LaRue trying to pull. Great stick by Lamar. LaRue sticking with it. Still there. And that puck will be cleared out by the Novas. Cross ice pass. Knocked down. And Mosier quickly back on the attack. Had LaRue with him. He'll dump it in though. And holding on is Wilson. Great crowd here on hand once again. Most of them sitting underneath of us, so not really able to see them that well, but still a good crowd here. Face off. McDonald tried to push through. Good stick there, though, or I guess skate of the centerman for the Novas as McDonald, I think, took a puck up high as back here come the Novas over the blue line for Peoples. Left it for Crawford. A shot blocked there by Taylor. And the Dartmouth Whalers look to get back in the offensive zone. To the outside. A shot there from Brown, elevated off the stick of the defenseman and into the mesh. Power plays are 4-2 in favor of the Novas. 9:25 remaining on the clock here in the third period. 3-0 lead as Andy Chip will take the offensive zone draw. He's out there with Jude Sim and Alexander Brown. Brown leading the Whalers here in provincials in the stat category as it's played up the wall. Sampson's going to back out and receive it over the blue line. Sampson, he'll keep things moving down below the goal line. Peoples and Sampson out there once again together as a hard hit there. Gillis and Sim run into each other now at 2-on-1. Chip has Brown and offside at the line. Ooh, and that one was definitely tight. And that, I think, might have taken away the best chance so far for the Dartmouth Whalers. Andy Chip and Brown were home free on the 2-on-1. An offside call will set them back and stop play with exactly 9 minutes here on the clock. It's worked over to the far side. Working it in and turning it over was Remard. Turn gets it right back. A shot there elevated over top of the net. Good forecheck. Coming up with it, McIsaac trying to drive it towards the net off a body, and out comes Dartmouth. Weaving his way through his Taylor, 4-on-2. He'll kick it wide under the stick of McDougall. Into the corner, towards the net. Rebound still there, and cleared out of harm's way by the Novas into the neutral zone. Craig back for it. He'll look up ice as he elects to dish it off to his D-man. Taylor up to the neutral zone. McDonald gonna stick to disrupt that. Over to the far side, McIsaac to it first. Down low, Remard loses an edge. Craig comes up with the puck. He'll chip it off the glass into the neutral zone. McMullen back for Frazier. Frazier quickly up ahead, and the Novas back on the attack. Here they come. Here's McDonald. A shot and a block there by Taylor as that puck up into the mesh for a whistle. Lincoln McDonald with a chance there, but elevated that one up off the stick. Face off will stay inside of the zone. LaRue lost that one. A shot there over top of the net. He'll stay in play though. Delayed call upcoming here as Remard touches the puck. And a holding call will be charged. It looks like, not quite sure. Wasn't quite sure. I didn't really see it that well, but a holding call to the Novas is going to send Dartmouth to their third power play of the game. It's Crawford to the box. So Crawford in the box, the third power play of the night for the Whalers to see if they can get on the board. So here's McDougall on the draw towards the net, picked up in the slot there by the Novas, unable to clear it out. Here's McDonald. Cross ice pass for Brown. Brown over on the half wall, over top of the circles for Taylor. Taylor over here for McDonald. McDonald trying to cross seam pass, disrupt it. LaRue walks into it, shoots, and it's blocked into the corner. McDonald, Caleb McDonald to the point and out as he tried to find Taylor, who is creeping in. It's going to go all the way back down to the Dartmouth zone. No icing. Nice spin there by Taylor. So he had a little bit of pressure from McIsaac as the Whalers look to break things back into the offensive zone. LaRue to the blue line. He'll send that in. Wilson calmly stops out, and that puck will be cleared back to the point now. Here's a step down the wall. Here comes McIsaac alone. McIsaac shoots, and a save by Blake. What a chance for McIsaac shorthanded. As back, McDonald knocked off that puck. McIsaac will dump it back in deep, and Gordy Blake stops it behind his net, and LaRue will go back and set up the breakout once again. LaRue left it there. Sampson was going to go in and pressure. He did. LaRue over for Taylor. This time it'll be Cole Taylor taking his time to weave his way up through the neutral zone as 35 seconds remaining here on the power play. The man advantage, the third one of the night for Dartmouth as Brown tried to toe drag, almost got upended, is into the corner. Brown comes out with it, trying to work it out front as he had Chip, spins, shoots, it's blocked. Rebound loose. In front to the backhand, and Brown was unable to pull it over and get the shot away as it's cleared down the ice. There's a high check there. The cage of the man elevated up on his chin. That looked a little bit high as Sampson gives the man a shot on the way to the bench. As here's Craig, who will send it in. Wilson stops it up. Back to 5-on-5. McDonald reverses for Frazier. Frazier will chip it off the wall into the neutral zone. Bruce will send it right back in. Ollie Bruce, a good job there to read the play, to keep it in. Crawford, though, will play it over here for Frazier on the short side. 5:25 remaining here in regulation. Chip finishes his check to the point. Taylor's going to have to go back out as puck squirts out. Cole Taylor cuts to the middle, drops it off. Bruce goes down. Delayed call-up coming here on Taylor or Chip, one of the two. Or it looks like it's actually going to be a Novus player is going to go. It looks like it's going to be McDonnell to the box for interference, as I think they just ran into each other, but an interference call charge to McDonnell. And again, the Dartmouth Whalers are going to head to the power play with 5:11 remaining here in regulation. Power play is now tied up 4 apiece. The double minor, I guess you could say, would be the 5th power play for the Novas, but don't know if it qualifies as another power play. Just an extra 2 minutes, as McDonnell will sit for interference. Alex McDonnell running in to Taylor, upending him over the blue line. As here goes Taylor, losing an edge. Left it for Taylor, but overskated it back. Here comes McIsaac, pulling, shooting, and a nice shoulder save there by Gordy Blake. Played in behind the Whalers net. Overskating it was Taylor. He'll drop it back. Here's Cole Taylor. He's going to use the net to get some speed. Cole Taylor, Jack in the middle. He'll drop in behind him is Cole Taylor, pulling, shooting, and that one off the shaft of the stick into the half wall. Here's Chip, overskates it, and McMullen will dump it down. No risk on that play. He'll get it all the way below the goal line and force Taylor to go back as McDougall hops over the boards with Mosier. Taylor spins back. Craig out there as well. Craig will spin up the wall. Taylor up through the middle of the ice trying to find Brown off of his stick and right back into the Dartmouth zone. Taylor, he'll send it across this time. McDonald read it. Trying to get it back in deep, was unable to. As nice move by McDougall over the blue line. Here he comes. He'll drop it off for Mosier, who overskates it, and that'll be cleared out once again by the Novas. Some frustration for the Whalers as they head off. Skatopoulos, he'll start up ice. He'll find Craig up over the line. Henry Craig, a blast, and right into the end of the Novas logo, who holds on for the whistle, as Gordy Blake is headed to the bench now for the extra attacker with 3:27 desperation time. Gordy Blake, it's going to be a 6-on-4. It's actually going to benefit the Novas because they can ice the puck here for the next 17 seconds and not have to worry about an icing call. So Cole Taylor pulled off. LaRue will dig in on the draw as Jack Taylor, McDougall, Mosier, Katapoulos, and Henry out. The 6-on-4 unit for the Whalers. Down low, clearing attempt. Held in. No, it snuck over the skate of Craig, and they'll have to go back. Empty net. Katapoulos back there as Crawford crashes into the end bar. As Katapoulos takes his time, he'll move it up to the wall. Centered for McDougall. Back to 5-on-5. Well, 6-on-5 with the empty net. A shot there goes wide. Taylor picks it up on the half wall. To the point. Katapoulos shot there. Blocked. Rebound into the corner. Cole Taylor now back out, 6-on-5, and that puck will get cleared down. Bobbling puck, will it have enough? No, it slows down, and Katapoulos up with the puck. Spinning it right quickly back up ice. He'll get to center and chip it in. Not deep enough, though. Here's McMullen, D-to-D for Frazier. Frazier up the wall for Sampson. Sampson to center. He'll play it across. That one, could have been offside there as McIsaac's shot goes wide. Gillis gets it back in deep. Frazier turns it over. Here's a chance. Centering pass picked off though by McDougall. And out come the Whalers to center and over the blue line. Cole Taylor runs into Gillis. Laying the big hit there as that'll be chipped back into the neutral zone by McIsaac. Henry pressured by Peoples. Nice little escape move there as I thought he was going back up the wall. As here's Henry Craig moving his feet. Pass intended for McDougall, didn't connect. Quickly up the wall, LaRue intercepts, stops, loses it. Here's McIsaac with another chance at the empty net. He shoots, he scores. Buries it right into the middle of the net. And the Novas lead by 4 as McIsaac making no mistake with that one. He shot one wide moments ago and missed the empty net. That time, right into the heart of it. And the Novas up by 4 here with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining on the clock. So the Novas looking like they'll improve to 2-1 with a big matchup tomorrow at 10 a.m. against the Bombers. And the Dartmouth Whalers are going to move to 0-4. As the host team pretty much eliminated from this tournament now, as a big hit there on Chisholm will draw a call late. Chisholm gives him a whack back, and Carr just stood there and took it, as that'll be coincidental penalties as Carr to the box, I believe, for the boarding, and it looks like Chisholm to the box for the slash. Coincidentals to end this one off with 1 minute and 29 seconds, just under 90 seconds remaining here in regulation. A slash to Chisholm. They were going to head to the power play, but that'll take that away. It'll be 5-on-5 here to end it off. Well, for now, we'll never know if there's another penalty in the next minute and a half or not, but hey, for now, it's going to be 5-on-5 here as a 4-0 lead. Goals coming from McIsaac. I believe it was unassisted because he was the man that turned the puck over from LaRue. So it gets sent back, and Frazier dumps the man at the point. That was Danton trying to finish his check. Over to the far side, it's Frazier taking a hit, caught a Palusis. On the check there is Jude Sim trying to work it out. He turns it over. Nice little move there. There's a check there to the point, a shot there, whistles wide. Danton finishing his check there on Frazier, whose drive went wide and back to the short side. Here's a shot, chance in front. Blake holds on, puck still loose. Whistle hasn't gone, and they score again. And now a little bit of rough stuff after the whistle, and a 5-goal lead for the Novas. We'll wait to see who goes first. It looks like McDonnell getting the praise right now, as we'll see if he goes down the line. No, he doesn't. So it looks like McDonnell will pick up that one. And a 5-0 lead here for the Novas with 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Commanding win here for them as they get set for a matchup against the Bombers tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, as they'll try to move to 3-1. The Bombers sitting at 3-0. They'll be sitting 2-1. The Bombers 3-0. Try to knock off the Bombers, who finished one spot ahead of them in the regular season. Here's another drive and a chance for Peoples on the doorstep, as that'll be held on to by Gordy Blake once again. So the Bombers are 3-0. The Novas are 2-1. The Gulls are 3-0. Halifax is 2-1 as well. So it's going to come down to a couple matchups tomorrow morning to decide the seeding. Right now it has the Wherewell Bombers in first with the goals differential better than the Gulls. And the Gulls sitting in second with also a 3-0 record. So starting to shape up here, I guess you could say, for Championship Sunday, but it's all going to come down to tomorrow, folks. It's going to be an intense matchup. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I believe it's the Gulls and the Rangers. The Rangers trying to knock off the Gulls to improve their record to 2-2, as they sit now 2-2 after a loss here tonight against the Halifax Wolverines. So that'll be an important game for them. As off the draw, one back. Inside 30 seconds remaining. Here comes Dartmouth. Andy Chip. He'll chip it in. Try to give chase as McDougall finishes his check. Peoples will play it around for Gillis. Gillis, high hit there on Taylor as physicality starting to pick up here. Dying seconds of the third period and potentially for the season of the Dartmouth Whalers. And that will do it here, folks, for this game, as the Novas coming out with a 5-0 victory over the host Dartmouth Whalers, as their record, as mentioned, will improve to 2-1 with a big matchup tomorrow against the Warewell Bombers at 10 p.m. The Gulls against the Rangers will lead it off tomorrow at 8 a.m. A big game there as the Rangers try to get back in the win category and move to 2-2, and the Gulls try to go 4-0 here in the preliminary rounds. Later on at 12, it's going to be the Halifax Wolverines trying to move to 3-1, as the Bandits will face off against them. The Bandits so far here are 0-3, so they're pretty much eliminated. So it's going to come down to tomorrow, folks. The winners will probably move on. The losers, season will come to an end. I'll stick with it for the Player of the Game ceremony here in the Zatzman Sportsplex, but that is just about all for me here with High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to tune in tomorrow as we will have some great hockey on display for you as these teams look to try to punch their ticket to Championship Sunday, Picture Day, as I like to call it, as the player of the game for the Dartmouth Whalers is going to be number 6, Norton Connor. Kaysen Norton Connor with a solid game, had a few blocks. Got to give a quick shout out though to Henry Craig. I think he probably had 10 shot blocks in this game and played a very solid defensive game. So definitely doesn't go unnoted. And McMullen, captain for the Novas, with an outstanding game on the back end, had an assist in the game. But just a very solid defensive showing there for number 9. So that'll do it here for me. I'm Logan Crothers. Thanks again for tuning in to High Button Sports. Have a good night, and we'll see you all tomorrow, folks.